Hello and welcome to KJ's Kitchen. I am KJ. I am 13 years a master fitness trainer, a fitness nutrition specialist, and most important to me, a happy mom serving up healthy meals from my kitchen to yours every Wednesday at 12 o'clock Eastern on Facebook. So what I like to do is get people cooking in the kitchen with very practical meals, but I like to say I up-level those meals. Well, I know that all the craze right now is keto, 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 keto. Everyone's, shoving in fats and proteins, cutting out carbs, intermittent fasting, everything. The trend is here. I just want to make sure you're also being nourished. If you are on a keto plan, make sure you are doing it properly. Otherwise, malnourishment is a huge, not so good side effect. So if you ever want to talk about it, I got an amazing supplement support that can help keto lifestyle to make sure you're getting in all those minerals, electrolytes, and fiber, everything you need. Because when you're omitting a lot of carbs and vegetables and everything else, fruits, we're missing out on a lot of nutrients. Not that today's recipe is super nutrient rich in the idea of minerals, but this is a fast, easy, you're gonna see how easy, pizettes. Now these are great for people who want that pizza fix and they don't want to go for any regular wheat dough. There's also a dough out there called fathead pizza crust. It's a little bit of a timely process, especially if you're just feeding yourself or a couple people or quickly feeding the kids and you don't necessarily want your kids eating a lot of grain and wheat, or you don't take the time to do that cheesy, fatty crust. So let's start with the crust here. This is gonna be a fast microwave crust. We are gonna be using the oven, so stick with me, fast and easy. Set your oven to 450. That's of course Fahrenheit. Get that oven going while we make the crust. I'm gonna start off with 1.5 tablespoons of butter. You see how yellow mine is. We love Kerrygold grass-fed butter. Always going for the most mineral rich possible, and resting or grass-fed cows are definitely giving us more minerals when we consume their dairy. I'm gonna quick zap that. We'll see, 30 seconds or so. We want it melted. In the meantime, grab yourself a microwavable dish. If you don't have a dandy little Pyrex, then go for like a microwavable bowl that has a nice base. You could use something like a soup bowl with the wide base. I use this guy, but again, you can get really creative. That'll be up to you. I hear this puppy sizzling. He's definitely melted. So you got this bowl ready, and you're going to add to your butter 3 tablespoons of almond flour. Okay? You got this one. This one's not certified organic. I'm sure you find those out there. Naturally gluten-free. And the good thing about this is it's high in fat. So if you are in a keto world, you want those fats in your body and the proteins. This is for 3 tablespoons, adding 7 grams of fat. The healthy fat. A lot of times people get ketoing and they go meat, 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 cheese, 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 and they forget maybe that's not the healthiest form of fat. Going for plant-based fats definitely going to help you out if you are attempting a keto lifestyle. We're going for 3 tablespoons. 1, 2, and 3. That easy. Bye-bye, flour. Done with him. Now we want this to become a bread. So we're going to do a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. It will help it rise in the microwave, because I'm going to microwave this. I'm going to do a 1/2 teaspoon baking powder. And because it's a pizza crust, now you could omit that if you just want to use this as a base of any sandwich. It's a really good keto quick bread to make. But I'm going to be making this into pizza. So pizettes, little pizettes. So we're going to do a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder to give it a little extra flavor punch. Now I do think things like paprika or something also could be pretty tasty in there too. 1 egg. Here we go. Ooh, got him in there. That's that. Do I have a little stirring mechanism? Let's see. I guess I need to give myself a fork. Don't you go anywhere. Ah, so fast. Did you see how fast that was? I didn't give myself a stirring utensil. You're gonna whip that up. Now, the almond meal is already super fine, so you don't have to worry about a blender or anything. We get that guy. He gets really easily blended. You know, give it a little extra swirling around so that the eggs get nice and fluffy there. And all I'm doing is pouring it in to this bad boy. Any Pyrex or wide bottomed bowl. And I'm putting it in for 90 seconds. Okay, you're still with me, right? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. 90 seconds in there. And now you get to prep. Now, please don't let me dictate how you pizza. I'm gonna make a very kid-friendly version today. But if you're adulting and you wanna add a lot of variety and assortment of vegetables, like do what you do for pizza. I'm gonna definitely start with the mozzarella. And guys, if you're buying shredded cheeses, I suggest you start reading labels. There's a lot of modified food starch in that stuff just to keep it from like sticking together. But why the added starches in your diet when not only do you save money buying block cheese, you avoid the additives and preservatives. So I got a big old block of mozzarella here. I'm gonna do about a half cup. That will, in my opinion, cover my 2 pizettes. Again, you know how you pizza. If you like extra cheese, double cheese, you'll do what you want to do. Here we go. Just going in here. I grate right into a bowl to save a little extra mess, then onto my chopping block. Does that look like a half cup yet? I think so. There we go. What was that, a quarter of a block of that? Yeah, that looks nice. Okay, get all my cheese in one spot. He's ready to roll. Now, up to you on how you sauce. I have a nice organic pizza sauce we get from Aldi. It's the Simply Nature brand organic pizza sauce. That's just easy when we talk convenience and getting things done for the kiddos. The second your muffin, your pizzette base is done, you're gonna pull it out. You see that it became a bread, right? Well, I don't want it to get sweaty in there, so I'm gonna let gravity do its work. I'm flipping it upside down on a cooling rack, okay? So gravity is gonna work. We're just gonna let it, you know, might tap it a little, get it going to release. Boom. Did you see him take the fall? Okay, this guy is retired. We don't need that guy. So we've got ourselves a very thick, steaming little bread. Garlic bread, because I put that garlic in there. But I'm doing pizzettes, not a pizzette, because I don't want thick crust. I don't know about you, I'd rather have double the toppings and skinny crust. So I'm gonna take my bread knife and cut this. You do want a serrated knife, which I had 1 second ago. Here it is. You know, man, guys, I made it today. A serrated knife. I'm going to take it on its smallest side, and I'm going to cut that puppy in half. You got it. All in real time, guys. I don't super prep anything because I want you to experience how fast and easy in real time this really is. So why is this gonna be easier? I could pop this in the oven right now and let it do its own toasting. And that's fine. If you've got that time to pop it in the oven, I'm gonna tell you a quick trick. If your toaster is polite to you, you're gonna drop it into the toaster. And by all means, guys, you're gonna do, there I go. Drop it into the toaster. I kind of held them up, so when I pressed it down, they squashed. So they're gonna stay nice and straight. You could pop this in the oven as high up in the oven as possible to toast them. I'm just gonna pop them in the toaster because that's how I roll. Let's finish the toppings. We're doing pepperoni and ham today. I got myself, now because these are pizzettes, you don't need a ton of everything. I'm gonna grab like, I don't know, 3 pepperonis. Because of the pizzettes, I am going to finely chop it so that they spread everywhere. In every bite, you get everything. Because if you just put a big old fat pepperoni on your pizzette, you take 1 bite, you're out of pepperoni till what, 3-4 more bites later? So I'm gonna super finely chop both directions. We got skinny long strips there. Go the other way, I got tiny squares. got my pepperoni. Now we use nitrate-free whenever possible when getting any form of cured meats or deli meats. So this one is the nitrate-free by Hormel. We got that at Walmart. 1 slice of ham. I like ham on my pizzas. How do you like your pizza? Tell me some of your favorite toppings. I know my daughter loves black olive. Here I go. I'm going to thin slice long. And then same as the pepperoni, fine cut. Bitty, 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 bitties. Okay. And last but not least, I don't really serve up anything typically unless there's a touch of green on there. Yes, you could be adding on olives or colorful sweet peppers or even some red onion. Again, making this a kid-friendly version. My kids like spinach and they're not afraid, but you don't need a ton. We're just coloring it. You know, take that spinach and super finely chop it just as much as you did with the meats. Super skinny one direction and flip it over super skinny the other direction. Ooh, toast is done. Now I'm going with the toast right back to the drying rack. You see that it's nice and toasted? Isn't that great? I'm putting it back on the dry rack, or say cooling rack, because I'm gonna bake it like this so that the heat gets all around and it even continues to get crispier. So now it's time to decorate your pizza. How do you pizza? Here we go with the sauce. I like sauce. I'm not shy on sauce. Here we go. Schmirolero. Yeah, that's nice and saucy. Woohoo! I like it the sauce. You like it the sauce? I like it the sauce. Here we go. And I love that my kiddos love the sauce. Now here's where you can get fancy and the kids won't see, adding in a little extra stuff like Italian seasoning. If your kids are not adverse to any form of heat, or this is just for some adulting, I like crushed red pepper. Again, you do your pizza the way you do your pizza. A couple flecks of crushed red pepper. I do this under so the kids don't see it, because what they don't see, they think it tastes great and everyone's happy. Okay, time for cheese. Piling on the cheese any way you like. Now I am keeping this on just the cooling rack as I build it, so I don't make a big old mess on my cookie sheet, because I'm going to put the cookie sheet under the cooling rack to catch any melt-aways and fall-aways, right? There we go. And now we'll stack on. I like to stack the meats on first before I go for green. And because it's so piecey, you can cover this entire thing. Every single bite is gonna have a little bit of everything in it, even though they're little pizettes. Get all that good stuff on there. Don't leave anything behind. We don't have dogs, so why leave anything behind? There's no one to feed. If it's left, it's left. There we go. Although my parents brought dogs for Christmas, and it was the most amazing, like a built-in vacuum cleaner. Anyone else have dogs out there? They're pretty amazing. Definitely enjoyed our temporary vacuum dogs over Christmas holiday. Okay, I got that. And last but not least, we'll go for the spinach. Now you know your children, you know what you love. So you see how I'm decorating mine today. That's up to you. Boop, boop. If you want to top that with a little Parmesan, you can do that now or do it later. But I've got them on the cooling racks. Now all the excess that spilled is sitting here. I can easily clean it up, or I knew I cleaned my stove, I would just top it back on, right? And I'm going to use a cookie sheet under it for anything that decides to fall. I'm putting it on the highest rack. And this is at 450, it's already preheated, highest rack in your oven to get it nice and toasty. You're gonna keep an eye on it, of course, but you're gonna let it go for around 8-9 minutes. And when you are done, you have a nice, crispy, delicious pizzette. One for you, one for another, or two for you if it's lunch. Keto friendly, high fat, healthy fats, high in fiber, and you're talking about adding a little green or any vegetables you like, a very easy and convenient. Now, if you do need more greens, you're gonna make a nice little side salad alongside. You could even make these smaller, get really creative using smaller microwavable dishes, cutting them in different varieties. I like my circles, little individual pizettes for me or the kids. I'm sure Dad will love it too. Okay, if this recipe served you well, please share it to your wall. Tag a friend in the comment field so they can benefit from these recipes as well. I will be posting a link. That link is a live link that is particular for this one recipe for the next 7 days. And it is so that you cannot miss any KJ Kitchen recipes. I will be giving you every recipe each week to your inbox. If you've already registered for that, don't click it again. You're gonna get this within the next 24 hours. And please join me every Wednesday. I plan on getting this over to KJ Fit fan page. When I do, I'll make an announcement. I thought it would be today, but you know, life goes on. Thank you so much and have a wonderful Wellness Wednesday. I'm gonna go ahead and take a bite of this because I'm pretty hungry myself. And it's crispy and it's grain-free. Awesome! Happy pizettes, guys. See you next week.